The hearing of the Ripple vs Zakinov class certification case left everyone confused, but should U.S. District Judge Phyllis J Hamilton certify the classes of selected investors who accuse Ripple of engaging in unregistered securities offerings? By the way, Raiffeisen Bank is set to offer clients XRP investments through a partnership with Bitpanda. Also, despite receiving less attention from the community, XRP burns have successfully taken over 11 million tokens out of supply. But just how effective are these burns? Finally, can Coinbase versus the SEC lawsuit move faster than the regulator's case against Ripple following a pseudonymous lawyer explanation? Stick with me till the end to find out more. Hello everyone and welcome to our channel, where we talk about the latest updates on XRP and the cryptocurrency world in general. If this is your first time watching one of our videos, we happily send you a special welcome. We invite you to hit on the notification bell so you never miss another video. We are announcing that this channel has a giveaway of 200 XRP. To stand the chance of participating, all you have to do is simply subscribe to the channel, like this video and comment with the hashtag XRP, and the winner will be announced on the 30th of April. Following the class certification hearing in the Zakinov vs. Ripple lawsuit on April 26th, U.S. District Judge Phyllis J Hamilton is considering whether to certify the classes of selected investors who accuse Ripple of engaging in unregistered securities offerings. According to a report from Law 360, a subscription-based legal news service, Judge Hamilton noted that the case of whether XRP could be considered a registered security raises a question of first impression. Per Judge Hamilton, the Ninth Circuit has not clarified whether courts can certify classes of investors who are at loggerheads over whether specific cryptocurrencies constitute unregistered securities. The judge acknowledged that certifying such a class is likely a new area of law that has not been addressed in the past. She recounted her experience during a recent judicial conference held by California's Northern District. The conference, which had a panel on cryptocurrency securities litigation, left attendees confused at the end. All of us looked just as confused at the end of the panel as when it began, the judge said. However, Judge Hamilton believes that whether crypto constitutes security depends on what prompted the investor's decision to purchase the asset in the first place. It bears mentioning that Judge Hamilton commented during yesterday's hearing on a motion to certify a class of all XRP holders who purchased, sold, and held the sixth largest cryptocurrency at a loss. The complainants alleged that Ripple Labs held an illegal ICO for XRP without registering with the appropriate authorities, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. The complainants also accused Ripple of using deceptive tactics to increase profits from the XRP price surge, adding that the blockchain company created 100 billion tokens out of nothing while holding an unending initial coin offering since 2012. In the motion, the plaintiff requested that the judge certify a nationwide class and a California subclass of XRP holders who purchased the cryptocurrency from 2017 till date and incurred losses in the process. The plaintiff's counsel, Nicholas N. Spear of Sussman Godfrey LLP, who requested that the judge certify the class, claimed that damages can be calculated by subtracting losses from the initially purchased amounts. The counsel argued that it is irrelevant whether some XRP investors consider cryptocurrency a registered security. He adds that the SEC already considers XRP as a security and that any class member who is against the premise of the suit can leave. In contrast to this opinion, the defense counsel Andrew Michelson of King & Spalding LLP argued that the suit is excessively broad and does not distinguish between investors who purchased XRP directly from Ripple and those who acquired the asset from secondary markets. According to Michelson, thousands of XRP investors disagree with the premise of the class, and 3K potential class members submitted affidavits in the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit attesting to that position. Opting out is not always a solution. It's not sufficient when numbers are this great, said Michelson. The defendant's counsel noted that it is important to consider whether an investor purchased XRP for cross-border transactions or for profiting and day trading. Meanwhile, the class certification hearing sparked reactions from members of the XRP community. Crypto law founder attorney John Deaton, who filed a motion for leave to file an amicus brief to represent over 75K XRP holders in the lawsuit, seemed frustrated with the proceedings. "I've never been so frustrated in my legal career watching this Zoom hearing," said Deaton. Deaton seemed frustrated because the defense counsel did not understand XRP, and he could not speak to address the questions and issues raised by Judge Hamilton. Please, do not forget to subscribe to our channel and also hit that notification bell to be the first person to get more updates about the latest happenings as regards to XRP. RLB NÖ-Wien, a regional bank located in Austria and a member of the Raiffeisen banking group, is planning to make history as the first traditional bank within the EU to provide its customers the opportunity to invest in digital currencies such as Bitcoin, XRP, Shiba Inu, among others. The regional bank plans to offer its clients the opportunity to invest in Bitcoin, Shiba Inu, and XRP by integrating Bitpanda technology solutions, which provides institutions with an investment-as-a-service solution. Bitpanda currently supports 2,500 plus assets across 5 asset classes, including crypto, stocks, ETFs, metals, and commodities. Bitpanda announced the planned partnership in a recent blog release. In an official statement, RLB NÖ-Wien emphasized the significance of the partnership and revealed that it had signed a letter of intent. The bank stated that it is presently scrutinizing the feasibility and particulars of the collaboration with Bitpanda, and the assessment is expected to conclude by the end of this year. RLB NÖ-Wien's clients include over 270,000 distinguished corporations, institutions, and individuals in Lower Austria and Vienna. As a result, this development will greatly boost XRP, as it could bolster their adoption rate and significantly increase demand. This move indicates a growing trend among traditional financial institutions now beginning to incorporate digital assets into their offerings. Earlier this month, PostFinance, a leading Swiss financial institution, partnered with Sygnum Bank to offer cryptocurrency investments to its customers. Banking institutions such as Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, and Citigroup have also been involved in crypto investments. Bitpanda Technology Services is already working with German digital bank N26, German cloud banking platform Mambu, UK fintech Plum, Italian neobank Hype, and more. Furthermore, the XRP Ledger has seen over 11 million XRP tokens burned since its launch. However, compared to other assets, XRP burns have received little attention, and opinions are divided on whether the current burn mechanism can substantially boost XRP's value in the future. Data from ZerpScan, the XRP Ledger Explorer, shows that the network has burned 11.04 million XRP to date. This amount has been accumulated through an erratic burn rate that destroys fractions of XRP after each ledger closure. Burn mechanisms are often implemented by a network or a project's community to induce a deflationary pattern for an asset. This is because a decrease in the supply of the asset can bolster its price movement. However, the XRP burn mechanism has a distinct purpose, which is to tackle spam transactions rather than specifically to support the asset's price. To achieve this, the network charges a transaction fee for every XRP transaction and subsequently burns the fees collected. Nevertheless, the network is engineered to reduce the amount of XRP burned as the asset's value increases. David Schwartz, CTO at Ripple, confirmed this in a tweet this month. In response to a question about how long it would take to burn the maximum supply of 100 billion XRP, Schwartz stated that he does not expect the XRP supply ever to be fully exhausted. He emphasized that as the supply decreases, the value of XRP increases, but the burn rate will decrease accordingly. Moreover, official documentation available on the XRP Ledger website states that at the current burn rate, it would take a minimum of 70,000 years to destroy all existing XRP tokens. The documentation also notes that this burn mechanism makes XRP slightly deflationary. A deflationary asset is an asset whose supply reduces over time or is limited. Although XRP burns initially aim to combat spam transactions, the mechanism also makes XRP a deflationary asset, given that no new tokens can be minted. This has led some proponents to argue that the burn mechanism should naturally provide support for the value of XRP. A supporter of this view is the host of the 24HRS Crypto YouTube channel. He recently predicted that the XRP burn rate might rise to 10,000 tokens per day as volume expands. While some argue that XRP burns may support the asset's price, others believe the current burn rate may not achieve this. Instead, many proponents point to XRP's utility as a major factor driving its price action. It remains to be seen how much of an impact an increased XRP volume would make as the burn rate increases. Meanwhile, XRP is trading for 47 cents, down 1.21% in the past 24 hours. Now to our main question of the day. Can Coinbase versus the SEC lawsuit move faster than the regulator's case against Ripple? Please, do not forget to subscribe to our channel and also hit that notification bell to be the first person to get more updates about the latest happenings as regards to XRP. In a recent tweet, pseudonymous lawyer Metalawman asserts that the recently filed Coinbase versus the SEC lawsuit will move faster than the Ripple case. According to the attorney, the Coinbase lawsuit will not linger like the Ripple case because it was filed in the appellate court, not a trial court. Consequently, the Coinbase versus SEC case will move faster because it excludes most of the trial court's proceedings, especially the discovery stage, including depositions and document exchanges. For context, the discovery stage of a lawsuit is the formal process of exchanging information between the parties about the witnesses and evidence they will present at trial. The Metalawman said the Coinbase versus SEC lawsuit will only involve briefing and a hearing. Recall that the Crypto Basic reported earlier that the leading San Francisco-based exchange sued the SEC to compel the SEC to respond to its petition for rulemaking specific to digital assets. It bears mentioning that the SEC versus Ripple's lawsuit is in a trial court. On December 21, 2020, the SEC charged Ripple and two of its executives, Bradley Garlinghouse and Chris Larson, with offering unregistered securities in the form of XRP and raising $1.3 billion. On March 3, 2021, Ripple and its executives officially responded to the SEC allegations by arguing that the regulator did not give fair notice that XRP violated securities laws. The lawsuit has lingered for over 2 years, with cryptocurrency community members eagerly anticipating a ruling from Judge Analisa Torres. Although the lawsuit is expected to end anytime soon, no one knows the exact date this will happen. Top Ripple execs like Garlinghouse believe Judge Torres will rule on the case within the first half of 2023. Meanwhile, crypto law founder attorney John Deaton, who believes Coinbase will have a fair notice defense than Ripple, speculates that the judge's ruling might come on or before May 6th. So we come to the end of this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please make sure you like the video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. This really helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Also, you can help enlighten others just like you have been enlightened by sharing this video to as many people as possible. Let's get this news everywhere, guys. If you are a true cryptocurrency fan, don't miss any of our content. See you tomorrow to talk about the latest news that concerns us all as a community.